What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Broadway Joel. If you'd like to stay up to date with boxing news, please hit that subscribe button. And if you've been here before, thanks for coming back. So this video is dropping on Christmas Day. So for those who celebrate Christmas, I want to wish you a very Merry Christmas. Thank you for taking time away from your family to watch this video. So hope you and your family enjoy your day. Hope you and your kids got all the gifts you guys wanted. But on to the video. So today we're going to be talking about upset of the year. Could you believe we're already at the end of the year? And there was a lot of upsets this year. A lot. So this list may be a little longer than my other previous of the years have been. But again, there were a lot of upsets, and I couldn't figure out which one to leave out. So the first one we're going to talk about is Oscar Valdez versus Miguel Berchelt. Berchelt was known for being that dude, man. He had those wars with Francisco Vargas and Mickey Roman, and he just seemed like a very tough dude. Also seemed like the bigger fighter coming into this fight, and was the favorite in Vegas. He was a 2.5 favorite or something like that. I believe if you bet 270, you had to bet $275 on Berchelt to win $100. So he was the favorite. And man, Oscar Valdez is somebody who had his jaw broken before, somebody who's been through wars, and I thought was pretty much a beaten fighter. You know, once you get your jaw broken, it does something to you. You're never the same fighter. You know, broken jaws and ribs and stuff like that, it takes something out of it. So I picked Berchelt. This was before I had made my YouTube page, so I don't have no video of it, but I had picked Berchelt, and I was surprised how beautiful Oscar Valdez fought. There were times where Berchelt, was getting to him, and he fought through those tough moments and eventually scored a one-punch sensational knockout. It was argument for knockout of the year. It was a fantastic fight, and also it really showed Eddie Reynoso's boxing IQ, because Oscar Valdez improved so much in his boxing. He did so well in that fight, and he won clearly. Well, obviously it was a knockout, so you definitely won clearly. And it was definitely an upset, and it definitely has an argument for upset of the year. Another fight is Mauricio Lara versus Josh Warrington. Not many people expected Mauricio Lara, a little-known Mexican, to go to the UK and beat Warrington, but he did. And they had a rematch later on in the year, and it ended in a technical draw. But that was a very interesting fight. Not many people even knew about Lara, and he went to the UK and pretty much put it on Warrington and got the better of him and got the W. Another one is Kiko Martinez versus Kid Galahad. Now, Kiko Martinez is somebody who's been stopped many times. He's 35 years old. He's from Spain, a country that doesn't really produce a lot of champions, if we're being honest, or doesn't produce a lot of gold medalists. It's not known for boxing, so I was not expecting an upset in this fight at all. And I was very interested in this fight because anything in the featherweight division that involves a title, I always think like, man, I hope this guy's, tough enough to unify with Gary Russell. That's always my mindset, because Gary Russell is, one of the best fighters in all of boxing, but he just, for whatever reason, can't get the right fights to prove that. So I was expecting, Kid Galahad's going to win, and maybe we could get the unification, and boom, Kiko Martinez scores a one-punch knockout upset, knockout of the year contender as well, of Kid Galahad, and is now the IBF featherweight champion. So that's definitely in the running for upset of the year. Another one is Malakuziev versus Gabe Rosado. Man, who was expecting that? It was more how the fashion of how it happened. How Malakuziev was just coming in aggressive, and it kind of looked like he had Rosado pinned in that corner, and Rosado just perfectly timed the overhand right and knocked him out with one punch. Again, another knockout of the year candidate. It was a fantastic knockout. It was a fight that most people were picking Malakuziev. Gabe Rosado's a tough journeyman. And he's somebody who has, over double-digit losses. Some were justified, some weren't. Some he was stopped in, some he wasn't. But point is, he's always in these tough fights. And every now and then he pulls off an upset. And with the Malakuziev knockout, that was another upset. And it's one that I want to say many people didn't see coming. And if they did see coming, they didn't see it coming in that fashion. Another one is AJ versus Usyk. Now, if you guys remember, I took a big L on my prediction with this one. I predicted that Anthony Joshua was going to score knockout of the year against Oleksandr Usyk. My thinking was Anthony Joshua is not only a heavyweight, he's a big heavyweight. He's weighed anywhere from 255, down to 235. So his weight range at the small end at 235 is still huge. And he came in at 240, which is a good weight. He came in at 240. And, Oleksandr Usyk came in, I want to say it was 220, 230. So he didn't come in at a small weight. But my mind of thinking is this guy, Usyk, just moved up from cruiserweight not long ago. He had problems with Chisora's size. And if honestly, had Chisora not gassed out, he probably could have gave Usyk a lot more trouble than he did in the fight. But I felt like once he got tired, Usyk pretty much controlled the fight. But I saw in the earlier rounds where he was having trouble with Chisora size. So I'm like, if you're having trouble with Chisora size, what are you going to have? You're going to have a big problem with AJ size. This guy's 6'6", and 240 with crazy punching power, who can knock people out with one punch. I figured Anthony Joshua was just going to walk this little cruiserweight down and knock him out. But for whatever reason, he came out trying to box the boxer, which was one of the dumbest game plans in boxing, and ended up losing the decision. Also, part of it, I think, is AJ didn't trust his chin and, was hesitant to just rush in and use the, his bigger size on Usyk. But nonetheless, Usyk got the win. Not many people predicted it, especially me. Again, I predicted knockout of the year by Anthony Joshua. It didn't happen. But that's definitely in the running for upset of the year. And to be honest, that's why it's ranked at number 2. And the last one I want to say, by the way, none of those are in order, but that one it was in order. This is my number 2, AJ versus Usyk. And my number 1, I don't think you guys are going to be surprised by this one, is Cambosos versus Teofimo. Kambosos, a very little known fighter out of Australia. His 2 notable fights is an old Mickey Bay, who he went to a split decision with, and Lee Selby, who's not a big name in the sport of boxing, and it was also a split decision. So he goes into Teofimo's hometown in New York City. I know a lot of people like to say Teo's from Florida, but he's been repping Brooklyn, and the people in New York don't know the difference if he's from Brooklyn or if he's from Florida. So to me, it's his hometown. But anyways, came to Teo's hometown in New York City and outboxed a beautiful fight. Teofimo was predicting he was going to knock him out in the first round. And guess what happened? He dropped Teofimo in the first round. And later in the fight, he got dropped himself. Cool. But he survived. He weathered that storm and won the next 2 rounds to solidify the win. It was a close fight, but the right man won the fight. Kambosos boxed a beautiful fight. He used his legs beautifully. His hand speed was really good. His jab was really good. And he gave a lot of ring generalship problems to Teofimo. And Teofimo also looked like he didn't come with a game plan. He was so stuck on that first round knockout that he was just coming forward. He didn't really have a good game plan. His father was giving him terrible advice. His cut man was doing a terrible job on the cuts, being very slow, coming up and down. There was a lot of reasons, but point is, you cannot take that away from Kambosos. Kambosos came from Australia after this fight got delayed 4, 5, 6 times, whatever it was. I don't know how many times, but it was a lot of times. It was a long time coming, and Kambosos does it in emphatic fashion, in Madison Square Garden, scoring the knockdown, getting knocked down, and then winning the next 2 rounds. This is absolutely upset of the year. I'm upset that it was against my favorite fighter, but at the end of the day, real Kambosos is the undisputed lightweight champion, and he has earned my respect. And I can't wait to see what's in his future. Let's say, okay, you got the upset win. All right, let's see what you do after this. Because a lot of people feel that there were, you won by circumstance because Teofimo this, Teofimo that. Whatever. Point is, whatever people think is irrelevant, let's see what he does moving on forward. Does he fight Tank? Does he fight Haney? Does he fight Loma next? And if he does fight these guys next, does he beat these guys? And does he beat them by knockout? Does he beat them by dominant decision? Let's see. His story hasn't been written, but one thing we can say is in 2021, he got upset of the year. But all right, guys, that's my video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure you hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Also, one honorable mention I want to say, it didn't make the list, but I wanted to make it an honorable mention, was Kenneth Sims Jr. when he beat Elvis Rodriguez, my Dominican brother. He beat him by decision. He outboxed him. That led to Elvis Rodriguez getting released by Top Rank. That was a big upset because Top Rank was pushing Elvis Rodriguez on ESPN very, very hard. They was giving him a lot of good key slots on ESPN. Tim Bradley and Andre Ward were very high on him. And then Kenneth Sims, just came from Chicago and outboxed him and clearly got the decision over him. I found that very impressive, to be honest with you. But all right, guys, that's my video. I go live every single Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific. If you guys want to come join in, it's a live call-in show. You guys can call in, express your opinion, whether you agree or disagree with me. That's all cool. I'm with all the smoke. But all right, guys, until next time, peace.